Hi there, welcome to online classes organized by Justice Shuraj Patel PUC Science College, a branch of Sarvagna Educational Institutions, Kalburgi. And myself, I am Dr. LRC. Today we are learning electronics for second year PUC students and chapter 3. Title of the chapter is Transistor Amplifiers. This is session 4. And in our session 3, in our earlier classes, we have learned about transistor related parameters like effect of Q point on DC load line. All those things we have learnt. So if the DC load line on the DC load line Q point is on the cutoff region or active region or saturation region, what will happen? So that thing we have learnt in our earlier class. Today, objective of today's class is we learn about general parameters of amplifier, we learn half power gain in amplifier, and we learn decibel gain and configuration of a single stage amplifier. And in that configuration of single stage amplifier, we learn CE, CB, CC amplifier, common base, common emitter and common collector amplifiers in detail. So let us start with first one. So that is general parameters of amplifier. So if you consider any amplifier means, so that amplifier has got the basic function of the amplifier is to amplify the signal. Okay. So that is the basic function of the amplifier, amplify any signal, input signal. So if you give a smaller input signal means, so that has to come across the output as an amplified version. If it is not changing the phase, if it is not changing the phase means this should be happening, this will be happening. So here it may be a voltage or it may be a current, if it is voltage or if it is current, and here also it may be changing voltage and this may be current. Like this the amplification will takes place. If amplification factor beta which is equal to 100 means, so this quantity will be multiplied, this quantity will be multiplied by 100 times and we are getting across the output. So here initially we are getting input current, input voltage, and across the output we are getting output current and output voltage, amplified output current and amplified output voltage. So like that we are taking. So this amplification quantity is considered as amplification factor. So whatever it may be 50, sometimes it may be 100, it may be 70, like that the amplification factor is fixed for any fixed transistor amplifier. So we can increase or we can decrease by biasing the transistor, by selecting the RC values, by selecting the base components and RE components, we can change that thing. And but beta, amplification factor beta is fixed for any transistor, and we can increase or decrease, or we can select where we want to operate. So before going to that, I mean how much current amplification is taking place, how much voltage amplification taking place, and multiplication of both. So P is equal to V into I, so that is power amplification. So that thing we are learning here. So what are those parameters means? Number one is current amplification. Current amplification, current stands for I, A stands for gain, AI. So here A stands for the gain, I stands for current. So here the script and this is the subscript. Okay, so A is the script, I is the subscript. Current amplification, whenever if you see AI means you must understand current amplification. Similarly, we come across voltage amplification, AV. A is the script and V is the subscript. So we first we start with subscript and then we come back. So that is voltage amplification. And similarly here power gain. So power AP, power amplification, power gain. So next one is input impedance. Input impedance. So I input, Z impedance, input impedance, output impedance, O output, Z is impedance. Similarly we have bandwidth, BW. So frequency can be operating frequency can be said as the bandwidth, or how much we are using, how much bandwidth we are using. So that is from what range to what range frequency we are using. for amplification, for transmission of signal. So that is known as bandwidth. So number one is the current gain. What do you mean by current gain? So gain means we come across many gains. So bank gain, profit gain, loss, profit and loss, like that we come across. So but here the gain stands, the gain is having the same rule everywhere, wherever we see, the gain is having the same rule. Gain means, so if you are giving something and we are getting something back. So what we gave and what we obtained, if what we are getting back is bigger than what we have invested, what we have given is means, if the given is small and obtained back is bigger means, then we call it as a gain. So we are in gain. So like that we are calculating the current gain. So AI gain, current gain is equal to, so I want to write it here in clear. So current gain is equal to output current. Output current divided by input current, which is equal to current gain. So it is abbreviated sometimes are OP, output current, or even it may be written as current O and I. So output current divided by input current. So in other words, we can define current gain is the ratio. It is the ratio of output current to input current of an amplifier. So that is nothing but current gain. And similarly, we can define the voltage gain. So what do you mean by voltage gain? Voltage gain is AV, and here it will be the same. It will be the same in the sense output voltage to input voltage. The ratio of output voltage to input voltage is nothing but, okay, so here VO output voltage and VI is the input voltage. So the ratio of output voltage to input voltage is nothing but the voltage gain. So for example, there is a transistor amplifier. So this is the transistor amplifier. This transistor amplifier is we are giving 10 millivolts, and here we are getting how much? 100 millivolt. So gain is how much? Here voltage gain is 10. So 10 into 10, it will be 100. So voltage amplification factor is 10 here. So similarly, if we have 10 microamperes of current, 10 microamperes of current, and if you are getting across the output as 100 microamperes means, then the gain is constant. For a voltage and current, the both the cases we can say that the gain is constant. Here this is current and voltage gains. And next one is the power gain. So what do you mean by power gain? So power gain is also the same. Output power divided by input power. Okay, so output power divided by input power. So it is abbreviated as PO divided by PI. So what do you mean by power? Power is nothing but it is a product of voltage and current. So that also we can include here. So how PO divided by PI is equal to power is equal to P is equal to V into I. Okay, power is equal to voltage into current. So V into I. So what is this V here? What is this power? Output power. Output power means what should be the voltage? Voltage is also should be output voltage, and it is output power. That's why current is also output current divided by input power. Input power means it is a product of voltage and it is the product of current. Voltage and current. I means input, so that's why I. That's why this is I. So output voltage multiplied by output current divided by input voltage multiplied by input current is also known as input power. So this is nothing but AP. Power gain. AP. So we can define like this. We can define or we can use it in our calculation. So these are the fundamental and basic things: power gain, voltage gain, current gain. If you know current gain and voltage gain means, you can easily calculate the power by using this relation. P is equal to V into I. And then fourth parameter is input impedance. So input impedance and output impedance. So another day I was telling in another session, so input impedance. Impedance stands for the AC resistance. Impedance stands for AC resistance. What do you mean by AC resistance? AC resistance is nothing but opposing. Something is coming to me means I am opposing that. That is known as input impedance. And the output impedance means something I am opposing to give back. Give out is nothing but output resistance. So I had told this with one clear example. So that is there is one person. Okay. So this person is having input impedance. This person is having output impedance. Output impedance, if something is giving to him means, so he is saying no, and anybody is asking means he is giving them out. So input is no input, yes for output. So this is person A, and we have person B, and this person. So what he is doing? So he is also having input impedance. He is also having output impedance. Input impedance is no input impedance. Anything is coming from outside, he is accepting. Somebody is asking, so then he is saying no to out. Okay. So input is coming, yes, and output is needed, no. So he is not giving anything to anyone. So person A and person B we have. So this person is having input impedance. So input impedance is high. Zi is equal to input impedance. Zi is equal to high, and this person is having Zo is equal to low. Okay. And here also we have a person who is having input impedance. Zi is equal to low, and output impedance Zo is equal to high. Okay. So like this, if something is coming to him, he is saying, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. He is strictly opposing it. And somebody is in need means easily he will give it. So there is a, for example, there is a parent one and there is another parent. This parent, he is not taking any bribe from anyone, and he is also not giving bribe to his children. Bribe in the sense, he is not giving excess unnecessary money to his children. And this person, he is asking something means, children or somebody is asking means he is easily giving. That is parent number one. And second parent we have, so whatever somebody is giving, he is accepting all things. And if children is asking something means, he is not at all giving, he is not at all spending on the children. So this parent is good or this parent is good? Which parent is good? So like this you can analyze. But here the transistor, coming to the transistor. So here the transistor is there. So I write this for triangle for transistor amplifier. So here if it is having Zi is equal to high and Zo is equal to low means. So Zi is equal to high, Zo is equal to low means we have a microphone. Okay, we have a microphone. This microphone is connected to the amplifier. From this amplifier we are connecting to the loudspeaker. Okay. So this loudspeaker we are connecting. So input impedance is high means, if this amplifier is having input impedance high means, then it will not ask any current from this microphone. So there is a input device. This is microphone. So this microphone is giving only signal, and that signal it will ask, but it will not ask any current from the microphone. And then the loudspeaker is needing, it is in need of signal as well as current. So more current and more voltage is needed. So that current and voltage is given to the output because of output impedance is equal to low. Whatever current it needs, that amount of current will be given to the output. So input impedance is less, output impedance is input impedance is more and output impedance is less. So that means this is a very good transistor. How means, if it is not having any input impedance means, so it will ask current from this microphone. This amplifier will ask current from this microphone. From where it will bring? So this microphone will not bring current, it will not generate any current. But if somebody is touching it means, what will happen? At that time current from our body will go to this microphone, and because it is having lower input impedance. If it is having lower input impedance means it will take the current from microphone. If somebody is touching this microphone means then current from our body to the microphone, microphone to the amplifier, it will go. So the moment we touch it, it starts grabbing the current, it means we will feel the shocking effect. So in order to avoid that shocking effect means we must have the input impedance should be high and output impedance should be low. So this is a very good transistor amplifier. And similarly, the case, other case, so where input impedance is low and output impedance is high means no signal will be taken. So here we will see a loading effect, what we call loading effect. Okay. So what do you mean by loading effect? So this is not capable, the input device is not capable of enough current to this this amplifier, then it starts grabbing, it falls on that. That means it is causing a loading. So that loading effect is seen. So I told you the shocking effect we will see. So that shocking effect is nothing but because of the loading effect, that shock we are feeling. Okay. So that is the criteria, that is the phenomena happening where if input impedance is not high and output impedance is not low. Okay. So that's why this one is very preferable. These characters are very good. So in human also as well as in the electronic components also. So I hope by this input impedance and output impedance both are clear. So input impedance is nothing but the opposing power, opposing resistance, opposing strength or opposing resistance to something is coming. Some current is coming from the signal, some current is coming from the input device. But it has to take the voltage. No voltage should be rejected. The voltage signal will be taken, but it is not asking for the current. Current is kept there itself, and only voltage signal is taking. So that is possible only when input impedance is high. And output impedance is nothing but resistance, output resistance. So if this loudspeaker is asking more current and more signal, means it is easily capable of giving. So that is nothing but output impedance. So input impedance is nothing but the opposing resistance, output impedance is nothing but it is transferring the current, the capacity of the amplifier to deliver the current, to deliver the power, to deliver the voltage across the output. So this is input impedance and output impedance. Then we have the bandwidth. So what do you mean by bandwidth? So bandwidth is nothing but it is the range of frequency. It is the range of frequency which somebody can work on it. So that is nothing but the bandwidth. For example, we have humans, we are okay. So we are humans, and we have ear, and we have cat, and we have dog, and so many are there. So many animals are there. So they have got also ears. We are also having ears. They are also having ears. The range of frequency, what we can see, and what cats can see. So that is varying. The frequency of bandwidth is different. So this is using some other frequency. They are also using some other frequency. So we cannot listen something which is heard by the dog, and we can't see what is seen by the cat. So their frequency range is different. Means we can hear only audio frequency. Okay, only audio frequency signals we can listen, but UV signal, ultraviolet and IR signals we can't. IR and infrared rays and ultraviolet signals we can't listen or we can't see them. So, but there are some other creatures in the nature that they can see them and they can listen to them and they can sensible to that. It means that there is a frequency. So, okay, we can categorize like this. So, this is a frequency. If I have this is low frequency, this is the mid frequency, and this is high frequency. So, for example, this is 10 raised to this is 0, 10 raised to 0, this is 10 raised to 1, this is 10 raised to 2, this is 10 raised to 3, this is 10 raised to 4, this is 10 raised to 5, and so on. Okay, so like this. So, it means this is 1, 0, 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, this is 1, and this is 10, this is 100, this is 1000, that is 1 kilohertz, and this is 10K, and so on, it is increasing. Okay, so here let us define. It may change, this is not fixed, so it may change. So this one is the low frequency, this is the mid frequency, and this is high frequency. It means that, so one can operate, if I am able to listen only to this set of frequency from here to here, if I am able to see from this frequency to this frequency, then it means that my bandwidth or my capacity is to capacity for responding the frequencies only this much, mid frequency. I am not responding to low frequency, I am not responding to high frequency, means the band of frequency is limited here. So that is there. So bandwidth is nothing but, so it is, it can also be defined. So this is known as, this frequency is known as lower frequency, and this is known as higher frequency, lower cutoff frequency, lower cutoff frequency, LCF, lower cutoff frequency, and this is higher cutoff frequency. Okay, so higher, lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency. Lower cutoff frequency means here the magnitude will be high. Above this I can't, below this I can't listen, and above this I can't listen, so I can't respond. So this is known as maximum. Maximum is AM, maximum amplitude, and this maximum amplitude is here, not this one. This is maximum amplitude, AM, and this one is AM into 0.707. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this is known as lower cutoff frequency. Below this I can't respond, above this I can't respond. So it means lower cutoff frequency, lower cutoff frequency, and this one is higher cutoff frequency. Above that I can't listen, I can't respond. So that means bandwidth is, how to calculate the bandwidth? Higher cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency. In other words, we can say this is F1 and this is F2. So in that way we can write bandwidth is equal to higher cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency, or bandwidth is equal to F2 minus F1. So like this also we can define the bandwidth. So these are the different parameters, general parameters of the transistor amplifier or any amplifier. If you consider operational amplifier or FET amplifier, there we must see. So before purchasing one mobile, we come across what is the battery, what is the signal strength, what is the frequency of operation, bandwidth. That is the bandwidth, nothing but whether it is 2G supporting or 3G supporting, 4G supporting or 5G supporting. So there what we check across the bandwidth, and then we come across the input impedance and output impedance. So what do you mean by input impedance and output impedance? How much power it will take, how much power it will use it for giving the other devices, that will take. And current gain and voltage gain, power gain. Current means how much, what is the current there we are using, 2 ampere or 1.5 or whatever it may be. So that is voltage gain, voltage gains or voltage range. So like that we are saying. So here also, before considering any transistor or any amplifier, means we must go through this general parameters. If you know these general parameters, means then only we can select it for in our circuit. So these are the 6 things. Number 1, current gain, voltage gain, and product of both of them is the power gain. And next, after power gain, input impedance and output impedance. So then we come across the second one is half power gain in amplifier. What do you mean by half power? Half power is also known as 3 decibels, minus 3 decibel frequency or half power frequency. When voltage is down to 1 by root 2. So this is AM maximum, this maximum frequency, this maximum amplitude. AM stands for maximum amplitude. Maximum amplitude multiplied by 0.707. So the power at from here to here, it is nothing but half power. So half power. What do you mean by half power? half power gain. Half power gain means, so it is minus 3 decibels. The power has reduced. Half power is nothing but minus 3 decibel gain. So here the maximum amplitude, whatever it may be, this maximum amplitude is multiplied by 0.707, or this is multiplied by AM multiplied by 0.707, or AM maximum amplitude multiplied by root 2, 1 divided by root 2. So like this we are doing. So when we calculate this, means the maximum gain will be reduced to minus 3 decibels, and that is known as half power gain, or that we are calling it as half power. So for example, if you are, this is nothing but logarithmic factor. This is logarithmic factor. If you come, if you reduce, if you increase the gain by 100 times, the gain by 100 times means the humans cannot respond. Human ears can't respond to that. So when it is reduced to minus 3 decibels, then we are able to respond to that, or this is known as reducing the half. So it is reduced to half. So that's why it is called as half power gain in amplifier. So it is also known as human capacity, or it is measured in terms of decibels. So how exactly means? So it is calculated in numbers. The gain is measured and it is calculated in numbers, but it is a number. How it will be? So it is log to the base 10 divided by PO divided by PI, output power divided by input power. Like this we are calculating. So decibel gain, it is nothing but the number. It is generally it is a number for us, but number, it is represented in number. But how exactly it is calculated? It is calculated in terms of power gain in bells. In bells, or it is also known as decibels. Log to the base 10 PO divided by PI is nothing but power gain, or it is also called as 1 divided by 10 bell. 1 divided by 10 bell is equal to, so like this we are calculating. So this is also known as 1 decibel. So 1 dB. Okay. So when the frequency changes, when we are changing from amplitude, midpoint or highest amplitude to the cutoff frequency amplitude, means then we say that minus 3 dB has fallen, minus 3 decibels has fallen. So from here we start the frequency. So this amplitude we are not considering, and we are starting, we start considering from this frequency or this amplitude. So this is known as half power gain or decibel gain. Decibel gain is nothing but the number, and how we, because human ears, we can't respond to the directly to that number given whatever it is. It is responding to the logarithmic value. And how to calculate that logarithmic value? By taking the log to the base 10, output power whatever it may be, and divided by input power. Output power of the amplifier and divided by input power of the amplifier. So output power of the amplifier divided by input power of the amplifier means AM. So that AM, that is in terms of AM, maximum amplitude or total amplitude, that we are calculating. PO divided by PI, like this we are calculating, and 1 divided by 10 bell is equal to 1 decibel. So like this we are calculating half power gain and decibel gain. And next one is single stage amplifier. So we have so many stages. We have preamplifier, amplifier, and then power amplifier, or unit amplifier, or buffer amplifier. So like this, we can categorize the amplifiers in different ways. So this is nothing but they are internally connected in series. They are connected internally. They are connected to in series to work as a instrument. To work as an instrument, they are serially they are connected. Okay. For example, you can see here. So this is a preamplifier, amplifier, power amplifier, and then it is connected to the loudspeaker. So this is nothing but radio frequency will be coming a more demodulated radio frequency, that is carrier wave is removed, and that carrier wave removed frequency is given here, and it is given. So this is nothing but this is the part of the radio receiver. This is a part of the radio receiver. Internally they are connected. So this is stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Amplifier stage 1, amplifier stage 2, amplifier stage 3. So I can say this is audio frequency, AF, audio frequency amplifier. Okay. So audio frequency amplifier stage. This is complete nothing but this is audio frequency amplifier stage. It means that, so this amplifier stage is not a single. It is 1 stage, 2 stage, and 3 stage. So like this we are categorizing. The output of this is given to the second stage. Second stage output is given to the third stage. Single stage. This is multi-stage amplifier. But here we have single stage amplifier. Single stage amplifier means only one amplifier circuit will be there. That amplifier circuit we are using for the output. Okay, like this we are categorizing. In this single stage amplifier means, so generally we come across many transistor configurations we have. Many means in the sense 3 configurations. 3 configurations we are having in this. So number 1 is common base, common emitter, and common collector. So like this we are having 3 configurations. These 3 single amplifiers are nothing but single stage amplifier stages. So like that I can say. So what do you mean by common base, common emitter, and common collector? How this common point is chosen? So CB. CB stands for common base. CB stands for our common base. Common base, CB, common emitter, that is CE, and common collector, that is CC. What do you mean by common? Common means, for example, if I want to go, so I am here in Raichur. I am in RCR. So I want to go to Gulbarga. Okay. This is the source or origin point, and I want to, my destination is, I want to go to GLB, Gulbarga. Okay. So I want to go to Gulbarga. How I will go? I will take one plane from Raichur to Dubai. Okay, I'll take one plane from Raichur to Dubai, and from Dubai to Gulbarga I am taking another plane from there to I am going to Gulbarga. Okay, so this point is known as common. Common to Raichur, common to Gulbarga. So this is input, this is output. So where one input is taking place here in this point, one input is taking place and one output is also taking place. This particular point is known as common. Okay, so where one input and one output is there, that is known as common. And here it is only one outgoing is there, here it is only incoming is there. So this is known as source, this is known as destination. And whatever we are using this, so this is known as common Dubai transit. Okay, so this is known as Raichur to Gulbarga travel is nothing but common Dubai transit. If I am going to Bangalore, okay, if I am going to Bangalore means, so here one in Bangalore, one out from the Bangalore. So this travel is known as common Dubai transfer, and this point is known as common Bangalore transfer. Similarly, if I take one Singapore means, so Singapore will be one input and there one output will be there. So that is known as a common Singapore point. So similarly here also we have 3 terminals of the transistor, common emitter, common base and common collector. So these 3 terminals will be, one terminal will be common to both input and output. So that is known as common thing. So this is input, and for example from here to here this is input and this is output. For example here it is emitter means emitter is common with respect to input and emitter is common with respect to output. That's why common emitter. Similarly, if we have base means here means, so then it is known as common base. And here we have common collector means the collector will be common to the input and collector will be common to the output. Then that is known as common collector transistor amplifier configuration. So I hope in coming days, coming session, we will learn everything in detail and transistor wise how it will work, what is the advantages, disadvantages, and how exactly the things will happen. We'll learn that. And in today's class, we completed 4 topics, 4 objectives, that is general parameters of the amplifier, half power gain, decibel gain, and configuration of amplifier. Okay, thanks for listening.